25 is the pixel size I'm giving it now to create this. What's the background color? You can make a selection from here. You can leave it blank or you can give it a certain background color. So let's make this selection. And what is the size? Even though you can make this alteration or changes later on also. I'm gonna start with 4 seconds animation at this point, and as you can see all of these controls over here. um, I'm not gonna go into the details of what these are specifically, but what we need to do is whatever layers we place over here at this place, they will be showing their life to us in this timeline. So if I click a new text, you'll see it is valid from the beginning of this animation till end of this animation. And you can obviously, because this is my 4 second animation, it ends over here, and you can increase, sort of zoom in to what happens um, every 5 milliseconds or 10 milliseconds, or in more details, half a second, or basically you can just zoom into this whole timeline. So if you use this if you need to, otherwise you can leave whatever is the default. So I created an empty text. I just right clicked, new text. That's what I did over here, and I need to write something now over here. So I would say, like, for example, digestive biscuits are my favorite. Okay, so to copy a layer, or to copy a text, I just need to click Command D and come down. So that's what is basically the method, to click Command D and bring it down. So I'm gonna do Command D, Command D. I'm gonna write biscuits here are my favorite. Okay, digestive biscuits are my favorite. Okay, I think this one is extra, so I'm gonna just get rid of this. Alright, so this is gonna be biscuits are my and favorite. Right, so I have basically some text over here written down in different layers, 5 different layers. So I'm gonna use Kinetic Typography to animate them in a video and make my video basically. So let's see how I can animate these. So first of all, I want to have animation on digestive. What I would like to do, I would like it to just appear from the top. So um, to do that, this is digestive. This is the layer which I'm pointing towards. Just expand by clicking on this arrow, go to animate, and because it is changing its position, because it's coming from the top, I'll go to I'll animate to position. So just click expand this, go to animate and position. Once you click that, it will show you under the range selector, it will show you a timer. Just click on this timer so that it adds a keyframe. Keyframe is a point on which some change occurs which is noticeable. So I click on this, I say this point you have to remember, and I move it at the top. You can type in some value over here also, as long as it hides from your eyes, it's okay. And when the timeline, you just move the timeline to maybe another 1 second, um, and then bring it down. So at this point basically it comes down to the original position where it was, where I am intending it to keep it. So it starts from here and ends over here. So I'm able to animate its position based on this. So in the beginning it's nowhere and it drops down. So that's position animation. So make sure you have clicked on the position animator in the beginning. Once this comes up, I need to, what these are. These are basically the timeline. I am managing the timeline of each layer separately, and that's the reason I've made these texts in different layers. So I want them to appear at different time in the animation. So Digestive's animation is done, so I can just collapse it from here. So this text is being animated, and now I can just slide, either I slide or I can just, using this arrow. If you go in the beginning, you'll see this arrow, and you control when should it be displayed. It should be displayed only, I say, it should be only displayed when the digestive is at its place. So biscuit starts from here, the animation for biscuits, and maybe R starts here, just before, a little before the 2 seconds starts, and my starts from here. Digestive biscuits are my, and then favorite. Okay, maybe over here a little. So I see these are appearing at different time. Digestive is obviously being animated, no other text layer is being animated yet, but it is appearing at different time. So I'm gonna add a different type of animation for biscuits layer. Okay, so the biscuits layer is there. I will again expand this, go to animate, and I'll show you scale, what scale does. So these are the ones which we are focusing on: position, scale, hue, rotation, opacity. We are not looking at anchor point at this time. Position, scale, uh, uh, rotation, and opacity. So position, scale, rotation, scale, and opacity, these are the four types which we are focusing on. So let's look at scale now. At this point, I click on scale. What scale is? Basically its size. So we're changing its size. So I would like to first of all point out at this keyframe. First of all, click over here so that it creates a keyframe for the scale. I would say it is, in the beginning, it is very big. Make it very big, and further down here at this point, bring it back to 100%. So that's what I'm animating. I'm animating to its size, which is scale in the terminology of After Effects. And let's bring it down to 100%. You can obviously type also if you find it difficult. So a new keyframe is created. As you can see, this yellow diamond over here. So digestive, dropping down, biscuits, it's scaling, and then R, I would like to add another kind of animation here, over here. Let's just collapse the biscuits, expand R, animated to rotation. So I would like to do two things over here. I would like to rotate and also change its position together. So I'll show you how to do it. So click on rotate. Okay, and I would like it to rotate maybe 2 complete cycles. Not now, in the beginning. Over here, click on the rotation, this stopwatch, so it starts recording its current position, and then rotate it 2 circles. um, Sorry, yeah, you click over here, and this is 0. Now go ahead in time and then rotate it 2 circles. So what happens basically is, after the biscuits is there, it rotates and rotates 2 times. Okay, however, what I would also like to do is I would like to bring it rotating plus sliding in from here, from the right side. So what I'm going to do is, in the beginning, I will also change its position. I'll go to animate, position. I would say click on position, stopwatch, go to R and bring it over here. Okay, and by the time this animation for this finishes, for this layer, I bring it back just under biscuits. So what it does is, it does change its position and also rotation together. So what is happening is, you can see it is rotating and also changing its position. Okay, and that's my R layer. Let's collapse this also, go to my, and again let's go to animation and position, scale, rotation, and now let's click on opacity. When I click on opacity, opaque, it's like transparency, you would say. At this point, opacity, I'll click on the stopwatch and I'll make it 0. So it is completely transparent. I cannot see anything. It's still there, but it's transparent. I cannot see anything over here. And further down the line, after let's say like maybe 1 second, I'm gonna make it brighter so that it is 100% visible. So what really happens is, are my okay, it becomes visible from transparent. And then favorite, so I'm gonna add falling animation on favorite. So let's click on the collapse to collapse the my layer. Favorite, let's expand it. Animate. For adding falling text effects, you need to use the position animation. So I'll click over here and add position. Click on this stopwatch so that it records the keyframe, and also move this at the top so it's outside of your sight. Okay, it's outside of your sight now. At this point, click to expand the range selector, and also click on offset stopwatch, and make sure it's 0 per, it would be 0 by default. So let's slide our time a little ahead, not in the end exactly, but a little bit before the end. So you can just, before the animation finishes, you can see the falling effect. And the offset, you move it back to 100%. So wherever you have moved it from, it comes back to that position. So initially it was 0, now it is 100%. So that's the falling text effect which I have done over here. Now let's say if you want to do instead of falling from the top, you want it to be coming sliding in from the right side. So what you would do is, if I can just undo this, yeah, so undo this. So both of these are stopwatches are clicked. Instead of Y, I am changing the x-axis value, so it was out of sight on the right side from the composition. And then you go to 100%. just just first of all move your time slider a little bit, and then you move this to 100%. Then you would see it is coming slowly towards finishing the animation. So let's move this in the beginning and then play. Digestive biscuits are my favorite. So that's basically what kinetic typography is. There's a lot more to this. Like for example, you can change the colors on the fly. By the way, if you want to change colors, just click on this, click on the text, and you will see in the character, you would see these two buttons. One is for the borders, one is for the fill. So if I click on um, borders, is also called stroke basically. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a selection of the color for this. Let's select a nice color, maybe this one, and notice only the fill color is changing. Whatever is inside the borders is still the same. You click on this black and make it, if you can click this, it will be transparent outside, so there's no border basically. If you want to make it make a border, go here and make a selection of the border. Let's say I'm going to select, let's say, blue border. So this is um, for the border. uh, Sorry, 1 second.